All right, bet. So you guys already know the vibes. We're about to find TPs and stop loss, and it's gonna better help you on finding your entry points and where you need to get into the market too, because this is all about key zones, market structure, and following volume. Yes, I use a couple indicators and instruments, but I don't want to focus on those at all. I want to show you how price action is so clear with just simple key zones, finding volume, and understanding the sentiment in the market. And we're gonna be doing that with Nas right now. And we might do it with gold too, just because gold's. I've been really good on gold right now, so I want to just stick with what I know. Don't want to jump around too much. My pairs that I really like are gold indices and USD Chief. I am trying to learn GJ, but once again, I'm not in a rush. Got it on the side. These are the three pairs that I actually am really good at, so I'm gonna stick to that. So now with Nas, let's say I want to show clear indication and keep the zones at the same time. This is a great one right here. Boom. Because this was a buy that I hopped in with my Telegram group. Actually, I took consideration that let's actually give good sentiment on what was going on in the market before we start marking everything up. When price was making this low level right here and actually ended up selling off, I went to the daily time frame to understand why price sold off and where to sell off to. But once again, I took consideration that price actually needed the sell off. Price was really bullish, and we had a clear correction and indication that price was not trying to break under these levels, not yet, and price ended up shooting back above. When price was above this level, this was a first indication that I wanted to hop in buys, but I did miss this entry around here, so I didn't want to hop in too late and see a pullback. So I just waited to see price break above this level of resistance. And you may be asking myself, okay, if this was a level of entry, what was your TP levels? All I have to do now is I can simply, if I was to delete a couple zones just because I can put them back later. The one thing that I'm going to tell myself is when price is buying to highs. When price is selling to the low levels. Yes, price can be selling to higher lows, and yes, price can be buying to like higher lows, meaning that when price is selling off, or I mean lower lows, not higher lows. When price is selling, I'm gonna restart that one because that just got me tight. Yes, price can be buying to lower lows, and like price can be selling to the higher highs. But I want you guys to take consideration of how price is doing that. So let's show you a good example right here. So take consideration that this is a higher high, this is a higher high, this is a higher high. When price is selling to the lows, but once again, it is selling to the higher highs. So I'm just telling myself if price is staying bearish, which is another indication on hopping in trades to make sure that even though let's say I missed the first setup, I can actually find the same setup and have a stop loss above this level, knowing that price is not supposed to be bullish above levels of highs. So I could put it above this high or low, or I could put it right at this high. And I could take consideration that if I see price selling under and respecting that same high, that higher low momentum that it made, because once price made this high, it sold off. So I take consideration that if price is going under highs, it's actually respecting and repeating that same bearish momentum it had under that high level when price was retesting. So I take consideration that boom, if we was to hop in buys right here, and we were over here, obviously, I'm gonna tell myself I could easily tell myself, let me delete this real quick, a little messy. I could put TP right here, and I could tell myself I could put a TP over here too, just simply because when price made this lower high, I could see if price was to fail and not continue to be bullish, not only I could hop in buys, I still didn't miss too much. But like I said, we're going to keep going down on the lower time frame so you guys can see how I capitalize off of that low instead of capitalizing off of that high. That's just simple price action. So now if we're back under this level, I take consideration that when price was bullish, once again, we were bullish above these highs over here, and we were failing to stay under low levels over there. So I just told myself that if price is going to stay bullish, once again, we need to be shooting above high levels, shooting above high levels. So all I told myself was, if I could see, because I had a zone here, but I just left it as this, just to remember myself for a good example for later. If I make this zone cleanly, because I am pretty tedious, I got OCD. Boom. All I'm telling myself is, all right, I want to see price shoot above and show that price isn't respecting this level of resistance. And what do I mean by respecting this level of resistance? If we was to look over here, when price is respecting a level of resistance, it's not showing bullish indication. So look how when price is making this higher low, it's actually breaking above, but once again, failing to actually continue bullish momentum with the trend. So this is, once again, this isn't bullish. And when price sold off, it actually ended up selling to break this level, lower highs, giving you clear indication that this isn't bullish sentiment. Towards when price made this low, this higher low, and price ended up showing bullish momentum back above this zone because it was respecting this level of resistance. And once price broke above, giving you clear indication that price is bullish. Just taking consideration on how price does that. So I took consideration that, all right, boom, price made this high. And yes, it was okay for price to sell off. But once again, if I was to go into the 15-minute and go back to this zone, all I told myself was, I actually like how price is actually respecting that bullish momentum it had over here. If I was to turn on the day breaks, I loved how price was actually respecting this high levels that it had over here to show that price was actually still bullish instead of tapping into higher low levels down here. So once I seen price shooting back above here, we took buys, and I actually took my stop loss either under this higher low, or I just simply correlated it to how I don't want to overcomplicate this part, because when it comes to like my stop loss, I don't want to put too big of a stop loss, even though you definitely should, because it's all about risk management and following structure. But sometimes I like to get into the nitty gritty just so I can capitalize on some rewards. So let's say price is this high or low. I'm just telling myself, all right, this is a level of support that price broke above. I'm going to put my stop loss right here because I don't want to see price coming back under this higher low, attacking this low level. That's kind of how I would do my stop loss. If this higher low is clearly too far from my entry, or if I'm just a little bit unsure about having a big stop loss like this and I just want to have something small just in case if price is in a stagnant market. Like for example over here, let's say price made this high and I was to hop in this higher low right here, even though I wouldn't, this is not clear indication at all, and it wasn't correlating with no clear structure. But let's say I did and I hopped in buys right here, I would have put my stop loss. Let's say, all right, I don't want to see price come under this higher low, this low level right here, which is also a higher low, giving me indication that price wants to keep selling. And then notice how when price was buying, it actually didn't hit my stop loss at all, even though I had to wait a while. This is the only reason why I show that, because even though I was unsure and I had to wait, I still had a clear stop loss level that let me hold my position. So yeah, with that being said, that's one thing I like to show when it comes to finding your TPs and stop loss. I don't want to make this video too long. I can't see how long this is. It's about 7 minutes, and I'm going to do another example on gold, and then we're going to be out of here. I just want you guys to rewind this video so you guys can understand that when I'm looking for TPs and stop losses, I'm just correlating them with the highs and higher lows and structure in the market. So now let's go to gold right here, because this is a good example. I'm correlating how when price was bullish, it actually established a level of support, and through here, price was showing clear indication that price was buying. Obviously, I didn't mark it from here. I marked it from this wick level over here. So I take consideration that if price is shooting through this zone, I want to see price staying bullish because it gives me indication that we do want to attack to 509. So obviously 509, I already found my TP, and I already found a level of entry because I want to see price shooting through this key area and staying bullish. If price is doing that, now I've already found my stop loss once again, because I don't want to see price come under this level. So let's say I hopped in buys around here. Boom. Put my stop loss. Oh, I don't know where that just went. I'll just put another one. My entry right here. Do you see how it just disappeared? It's gone. That's the second one. Let me reload. Okay, boom. So let's say I was to put my buy level right here. We'll go on to obviously a smaller time frame to show you clear, better detail. Then I would tell myself, all right, I can put my stop loss here and under here, but if I was to correlate with what the price action is doing when it is bullish, if price is remaining bullish and I seen this clear indication that price shot above that bearish momentum, I could have easily put my stop loss either here, or if I wanted to just play it safe, like I said, because I know how gold is, I could at least just use the stop loss right here and at least tell myself, all right, I don't want to see price coming at this higher low, even though if price wanted to, it could come down here. This is just how I technically do stop losses, simply because if I want to get in a nice clean trade and I'm in a trade, like let's say, for example, instead of entry being right above this level, I'm right here. This is why I would end up using these. This is how I would correlate them. So yeah, boom. Then I have my TP above this level, and you guys can clearly see off of this level right here. This is a 1 to 2. If I was to put this right here and we had my stop loss at this level, it would have been 1 to 3. And this is just showing. Well, it actually could have been I think probably 1 to 4. Yeah, well 3.75, which is damn near 1 to 4. And like I said, this is just showing you a clear indication of how, all right, this is how I found stop loss levels. This is how I find TP. This is how I find TPs. And this is how I also find entry levels as well, because I'm correlating off of bullish momentum and what happened in these key areas. And once again, price didn't break above this level of resistance for a while. So when it did, I took consideration on how it moved and the key levels on what it needs to respect to remain bullish. Like I said, if price wanted to stay bullish, we actually need to come above here and show that price is going to stay bullish, because we don't really need to show it established level support. We've seen it already. So we know if price is shooting, we know we're going to the next zone. Once again, I had this resistance right here because I told you I was trying to catch sells, which was pretty dumb. But once again, this is giving me another indication that if price was failing to stay under this level, price was shooting to come at least to this level again. So I could have ended up making my TP level a little bit higher just because I'm following technical analysis and understanding if price is continuing to break, we're actually going to these key levels over and over again. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. If you guys have any questions and you guys need help, just rewatch the video, shoot me a text, and give me specific like questions on what you need help with, because I would love to help you guys. And if you guys need a good broker to go to Sway. Just trade over there. It's wonderful. I love it. 1 to 500. The affiliates are fucking great. The leader is an awesome, awesome guy. And I love the broker all around. And I'm going to keep doing more and more research about it to give it to you guys. And that's really it. Be great. The only way's up. And I'll see y'all later. Peace. Hit the shit out of my monitor.